Welcome back to Squiggles Plays Borderlands 2. Today is going to be a little bit of an odd setup video. There's a little bit of an issue with the equipment that I was using, not deciding to want the microphone to work. So I figured that out, got my mic working, and came to find out there's no vocal audio over what I was playing. So I went through and clipped what I thought was important. And without further ado, let's get back into it. We start off this little adventure by getting back into things and starting off an opportunity. We go and start getting all of the things for the man who would be Jack, one at a time, sitting there listening to the man's handsome voice. I'm going to say, after learning about all these interesting laws, verbal littering, and all of its contents, I'm going to keep going and figure out that Jack wants every kid to call him daddy. It's kind of interesting to me, but you do you, man. Yeah, love Jack more. He does more for you. Anyway, that's a very amazing statistic to get kids to want to come to opportunity. Something they would never understand. And then this one is the best. This one's all for the children, maybe. A life size likeness of him. That's something I definitely want to do. But after getting all of those voice samples and getting them to the upload station, I got to clear out the little room inside. I get very rudely told what to do by the woman helping us. Weird change up. She was so nice before. So I upload the thing, hit the button again. She sees the files and yells at me to do it faster when I'm the one waiting on her. Okay. I'm trying to. Okay. One of my favorite parts of the game. Now, after completing all that, I go back and turn in that mission to continue on the main story. Hey, Roland, what's up, baby? And we're gonna want to go without you, but you don't understand. Yeah, no, there's a lot of build contemplation up in this video, so you're gonna see me going through and changing up what my build is midway through this, but more on that when we get to the point in which I decide to start making those decisions. But after receiving all of my orders and making it toward where the angels tread, well, where they fear to tread, sorry, I can read. Sounds like a plan. I will make sure. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna go over to Clappy. He's gonna want to do this. It's gonna be awesome. He's my partner in crime. Why wouldn't he want to come with me? At this point, I decided I wanted more grenades as well. That's why I decided not to upgrade my backpack storage. Because I still have a lot of bonus package that I got from the loot midgets over in the whatever animal observation manipulation whatever station. It's fucked up. Okay, that's all that matters. It's even worse the day of little guys in fucking boxes that are just chilling there. But it's good for me because it gives me better loot. Sounds good to me, Claptrap. Let's go settle this lifelong debate. And after making our way through all of Thousand Cuts again, we make our way toward the door after getting Claptrap through it. And yeah, he seems to forget that we're not a robot, and we never have been this whole time. But his little mental malfunction aside, we make our way through the first of four little steps. And then after struggling a little bit, making my way through, I have my little fun with my gub and shit. Gotta love constructors, right? Yeah, no, I don't. Constructors are not fun to fight sometimes. But yeah, promptly after pulling out one of my two Maggies I still have, mind you, I'm almost level 30 and these are level 18. I don't know why I did this to myself. I was, coping with the fact saying, double Maggie power. Because I mean, one Maggie's good, but two Maggies is just better, right? But I mean, I guess could have gotten a better weapon. There are definitely better weapons I could be using right now, but the double Maggie, it's too good. Now I gotta dance around the mortars again. Almost get stuck in the ground doing so. And Brick doesn't seem to understand that I've done this before. And, I've been hit by a few, so it doesn't even hurt that bad. Yeah, sounds good. We're just gonna barge our way in. So making it through to the second little obstacle, we gotta destroy these turrets, get the door open, and demand our way in. And thankfully, they do. I met with a couple of robots and a robotic man, or two. I can't count. But after pushing my way through them and procuring, their loot, obviously, make my way into the control core, where obviously more robots, more explosions, and more shooting. I'm then met with this badass constructor. I try valiantly in my first attempt, but alas, I cannot manage to muster up enough firepower because of that fucking yellow thing in front of its eye, making it, my worst enemy. Because what is the worst enemy to somebody who only shoots a bunch of bullets? Deflecting half of those bullets back at my face. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But I die, alas. But with vengeance in my heart, I make my way back up through the ranks of the fighting forces and decide to enact my revenge. Noticing that the yellow plate is missing now from in front of its face, I get down, shit myself, and decide that maybe, just maybe, I should run. Instead, I killed that little surveyor. I recoup my thoughts and double think my strategy, which is just waiting for my Gunzerkin to be up again and shooting that motherfucker in the face as many times as possible. With the Gunzerking in mind, I take out that overloader like it was nothing, get shocked, shit myself a little bit more, and then notice that the constructor is just kind of sitting there, waiting for a face full of lead. Almost shitting myself again, I make my way forward. Hear a nice little story. No, that's torture. That's not showing mercy, Jack. Okay, your boys better get here quick, because I'm about to go up in there and be fighting for my damn life. So now, making our way up to the third obstacle, which is to start making our way up to where the bunker is. Thanks to Brick, we have a little bit of support, and, that seemingly doesn't do much in the beginning, seeing as they start getting torn down by one lowly turret. There's only one. one cannon is tearing up my air support. So after selling everything and assessing my situation, I make my way up there and I start.
That force field protects the final door to my chambers. It will only deactivate once you've destroyed the bunker.
Thanks for the information, Angel. I wasn't even going to try opening that door because my pea brain doesn't even know how that thing would work. But thanks. I can best your bunker. This is only the third obstacle. Destroying these autocannons. So after the first one is destroyed, I then have to proceed to destroy 11 more, making it 11 cannons total that decide to pop up randomly whenever they want, with a few choice ones being stuck in a kind of couple of common areas, but not so common. Having a fun time with the dance lasers and the robots trying to imitate me. I decide that jumping and throwing grenades is the best source of damage because, lasers and I don't get along. Being vertically challenged at Salvador does not help with something, so I decide to try and get on top of these boxes. Obviously, you see my struggle, but after, some careful shots, obviously, taking out the autocannons, I decide now that jumping off and everything is a great, grand idea. Completely forgetting about the laser dance show on the floor. Getting my lower half dismembered from me was great, but thank God that there was a gun loader there for me to, survive off of and get my other half of my body reconnected to me. I thought these were death lasers. Anyway, that aside, I continue my assault very slowly on the autocannons because, obviously, can't really do much right now. I'm a short man. I can't really see where all of them are. They're not all out yet. So now, make my make my way around because of the ones that are starting to spawn around. Gunzerking now to hopefully mitigate a lot of the damage I'm taking. Another one of those pesky power loaders. Hate those things. Don't like my bullets flying back in my face, but that's what they want. Almost shitting my pants jumping off of that aside. I was breathing very heavily after that. I'm now about halfway through with my endeavor of clearing out all of these autocannons. And so, going through this, I didn't realize how long this is going to take. I didn't remember this whole beginning sequence of the fight. But now, nearing the end, I got 4 more to go. And then I can finally confront the bunker, open it up and, see what's inside, blah, 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 that jazz. While I'm making my way around, I finally get the last of the autocannons destroyed with little or a lot. There's just a lot of effort going into this because Salvador's a short man, short little legs. I'm not the fastest. And yeah, I have this weird little habit of reloading every, 2 shots I take. With that aside, I can make my way to the main platform to kill the final autocannon, gunzerking to hopefully get me there a little faster through the thick. Goddamn bullloaders. Thanks. I never capitalized on that at all. See, I should have waited till I was up there because then I wouldn't have literally jumped off the fucking side like an idiot. I was so mad at myself because I don't even know how I managed to jump that high.
With nothing but a couple of bots and some flimsy turrets. You see, you're not at the bunker right now. The bunker isn't a place.
Wow! Never saw that coming. The bunker is not a place, it is a giant ship.
NK3R, the greatest defense bot ever built.
So now seeing my next obstacle in the way, this is obstacle of and number 4 of 4. Seeing now as we need to go through, clear out a couple more biddly bots. Once we get up there, we decide to start showing the bunker who is boss. Which, on my way up, I thought it was going to be a little bit harder because the beginning sequence is a little hard for me, seeing as the Dance Dance Revolution, part of it wasn't really my strong suit. But remembering that I have that legendary gub that I had from last episode, I'm going to be dual wielding that with my slag dart to hopefully maximize my damage. Now, doing this, throwing some of my doubled grenades onto the bunker, doing very minimal damage, I start to, think that this is a little bit not as strong as I thought that I wanted it to be. So after a little bit, I decide to then pull out my double Maggie power, noticing that the double Maggie with the crit support is just so much more damage, especially with the amount of projectiles and damage they do. Those autocannons, they don't really stand a chance against these guns, but it doesn't really contribute to the damage overall. So until I realize that my main source of damage is the Maggie, I'm not doing too much here. Because as you can see now, shooting the crit spot, I'm doing significantly more damage than I was with a highly corrosive weapon with slag. Now I didn't notice any slag actually happen upon the bunker. It was a little observation I made. So the only thing I can, contribute that to is that slag does not affect the bunker, because I was shooting him with a dart, and you got a few clips of it, and I did not see any sort of purple coloring on the figure, which is a clear sign that they've been slacked. I did get the corrosive off, but the corrosive numbers were nearly minuscule, meaning that the bunker, as what I thought it would take corrosive damage a little bit, more, I was completely wrong. But now that I got that in mind, I pull out the double Maggie power to then just shred what is left of the bunker's health bar. As you can see, I'm clicking quite a lot. My bullets are fluctuating. I have 50% chance up to not to consume ammo, but they haven't really, taken my health down to that point, so it's not as good. But now, coupled with the fact of my fingers are on fire and I'm just trying to assault this thing as fast as possible, you're going to see a little bit of screen shaking. Yeah, no, I'm sitting there like destroying my mouse. But after dancing around a few more mortar volleys from the bunker in its outward, circular fashion comes up, it can give me a little bit of time to sit there and regen my shield. As I almost shit my pants again, seeing that, not remembering that happened. But the main crit spot being exposed again to me just lets me unload clip after clip onto the bunker, making it go into its death animation, where it does a circular loop, flies up, and ultimately lands, dumping all of your loot. As you see, me waiting. He's already dead. He had to reserve that little health for him to die up there. The mortars really didn't mean much. I was at full health. But now I get a very pitiful reward of some iridium money and some green, blue, and white weapons. After scooping them all up, I make my way up to the now open security door after the death of the bunker. Jack is trembling in his booties. But now knowing that we have all of the necessary things required done, we may now just make our way forward and complete where angels fear to tread. I forget to mention there was iridium. I love iridium. Lackluster loot aside, we're gonna not hit the mouse because I keep forgetting I'm not playing. You're gonna notice that a few times in this video. Don't mind it. This is a recording of me playing. I'm just dumb and didn't have my original voice over it. Just want to remind anybody who made it this far. But now, we sit here, collect all the ammo and the health and the money in the places where they were dropped off. Searching up here for what I thought was a chest that might be here after you complete the game. I'm not sure. I remember there being a chest in the bunker area up here, but that might just be, you know, me thinking of things that don't exist. Now, regrettably, I had to cut there because I took the long way around. But now we're back at the door where we can start the bioscan procedure. Thank you. Salvador is a very sexy man. I don't know how the biometric scans showed this fat fuck who is half of Jack's height being him tall and handsome. But anyway, after telling the intercom that we love it in the most sexy way possible in Jack's voice himself, we make our way into the secured vault to then grab the vault key.
But I swear, you take one more step, every soul back in Sanctuary will die staring at their own lungs as I rip them from their chests.
After some empty threats from Jack and getting stuck on a little piece of the elevator, we continue our way down to where the vault key should be. Hopefully, everything should be just, hunky dory, spick and span, just, straight out, you know, normal, how a mission should be. And after some poetry and some wise words from the girl that has been helping us and betraying us this whole time, we make it into the chambers where the vault key is hidden. The control core angel. Upon entering in, we make a hard left and find a little podium that we need to activate. Upon activating, Angel phase shifts us out of existence to have a proper conversation showing us where the key is.
Truly stop Jack from waking the warrior. You cannot just steal the vault key. You must destroy his catalyst.
What are you saying? So the Angel declares that we must kill her to as well end all of what is happening here. And as she's explaining this, we get abruptly ripped out because her dad is sensitive.
Will stop the key from charging, and it will end a lifetime of servitude.
The manipulation starts. So now we start the long fight where Jack is going to try and make us feel bad for doing what his daughter wants us to do to him. He's going to try and manipulate us into being a bad guy as being a bad parent as well, controlling his adult daughter now, who is hooked up to a machine, sapping her energy while fueling her with energy. He's obviously the right guy, right? I love this. He's trying to make you feel bad for saving her upon her own wish to then save Pandora in turn because Jack essentially wants to kill everybody else except for the people living in opportunity. But I don't think he realizes that we're a bandit, we're the Vault Hunter, and we're here to cleanse the world of people like him who actively test on their children, forcing them into lives that they never, thought they would be parts of. But as I'm fighting all of these things, there's the pleading cries from her saying that she will help me, giving me ammunition, health, and everything along the way, which is reassuring, seeing as all the stuff that she had put us through kind of was really shitty. Seeing now that she is actively trying to help us in her downfall to then screw her father over is actually a great thing. I've always enjoyed this part of the game because it shows, you know, just because somebody's a part of something doesn't necessarily mean it's a correct thing to do or that they even wanted to be a part of it in the first place. But after rounds and rounds of fighting loaders and clearing out these shock towers, we finally get to start, meeting some reinforcements. After a few rounds, Roland starts to make his way up and helping us with the iridium injectors. Hey, what's up, buddy? He's here. He's giving us a hand now. So now that he's here, he can start slowly getting the 3 iridium injectors down while I fight the ground forces. Now that Angel, mommy, anyway, is correcting us all and making us do the things that we need to do. Again, aiding in her own downfall. Hot. Thanks. I never decide to refill my ammo because I don't need to, seeing as I'm a Gunzerker and it comes out of my asshole. Like, I don't know where the ammo comes from. It just generates and goes into my guns. I don't know. Sometimes I don't even shoot bullets. But anyway, we're going to continue on this, just pumping these pots full of lead, making sure that they can never move again. And then after clearing away these, defense turrets, Roland has the right of way to get rid of the first iridium injector. I don't know why he can't take it down and shoot it and destroy it himself, but I digress. Anyway, it's not like he's the vault hunter or anything that has a shield and is very capable and everything, and he, did equally as badass shit as me. But we're gonna ignore that fact. But anyway, he's here to help us. After the Warloader, I believe, is when I get to do the first iridium injector. I don't know why I struggle so hard with this Warloader. One injector down, the screaming wails of her, then triggers another dialogue from Jack, making him plead with us. I'm not sure that we've gotten his final warning to us yet. And if we have, then damn, I missed it. But if we haven't, then it's a cute little warning. Now he's gonna come to regret later. Thank you. Don't need it. I'm a Gunzerking. Thank you. That's a Warloader. Where's the badass, Roland? You should have been doing that this whole time. I don't know why you waited so long. I got this, bro. Like, it just makes no sense to me. Just do the thing. Let's get this done, bro. I'm waiting on you. Salvador's on some PCP type shit right now, and we're trying to go. Hey, Venteo! Let's go! Is what he would be saying right now. What rules? Ain't no rules to follow, you dumb bitch. I don't know why you think there's rules. You didn't make no rules. I didn't make no rules. There's no rules. Jesus Christ. I'm about to say, I think I get down here. Those angelic loaders, man, they hurt. They hurt, man. Thanks. You are the best, Salvador. I didn't really like you at the beginning of this because I usually don't play the Gunzerker. I'm usually more of like a zero, like anybody else type of person. I decided to go out on a limb and go for the gun-toting, dual-wielding crazy guy who loves drugs and has a sexual Tyrannosaurus skill. I don't know why I didn't like it as a kid. I thought that shit was funny. But, alas, he was one of the characters I never played. Nobody in my friend group actually ever really played him. They wanted to be stealthy or have the Necromancer be Krieg. Or Maya. It was mainly those. Now, we have the second. We got the second iridium injector. Lilith is coming, and she's here now. And she's helping us out with the third one, thankfully. Despite what we asked her to do and stay home with Mordecai to protect Sanctuary. Seeing as she came, it's better that she did than she didn't. because now we have the availability to actually complete what we have to do here. So after clearing out the next few rounds of, badass and normal gun loaders, alike, and having, reloading problems with my weapons, I don't understand. Does anybody else have these issues? Like when one gun wants to reload and the other one's reloading, it doesn't decide to reload the other one automatically. Like it's not fun. But now Lilith makes her way with Roland up to the top to get the control panel taken care of as I fight another couple of, robots. Obviously, it's just how the game goes. Now, after dealing with all these robots in the only way Salvador knows how, with grenades, explosions, and lead, and fun times, obviously, making my way through with Lilith ass blasting them to the pass with her fucking phase blast skill. We're gonna keep going, and we're gonna cripple these guys with the fucking big guns on the side, and we're gonna make our way going forward, hopefully. Please don't. Uh, we didn't want to. She wants us to. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, trying to take some of the ammo that she left us. I don't need it because I'm full up on ammunition. But the final couple of enemies, the last Gunzerk, will get us toward the third Iridium destroyed. Well, injector. Yeah, I can talk. Yeah, the classic sup. And did nothing for me. She's not innocent. You took her life away from her a long time ago. I forgot she even said that. Third Iridium injector down. Disables the shield. And Angel finally falls, making it so the catalyst is gone for now. After double checking and making sure Angel is actually dead this time, we decide to do a little regrouping by her dead corpse after her, father gets told that he's an asshole and has the worst existential crisis known to man. After tearing her apart into pepper cheese with Maggie, I then decide to turn in the mission to keep going. So, where Angel's Fear to Tread is complete, and now we are met with a cutscene. Now, you remember how I told you guys Roland is a very, very, capable vault hunter with a shield and everything. This is what I don't understand. Like, how does this happen to a stupidly experienced vault hunter with a shield that's max level? Like, there's no shot. That wasn't even a headshot. He can't be dead. And then I don't know how this even managed to happen because there's no way he dampened her powers and she could have phase blocked behind him. It's just
I'm gonna
like,
show you just how much you have to lose, and I got the most powerful siren on the planet to do it with. Lilith, kill the Vault Hunter.
oh, thanks.
Keep with the warrior.
After Lilith is able to keep her will to herself, she makes it so I don't die and that I'm teleported back to Sanctuary. Where exactly in Sanctuary, I don't know until I open my eyes and, collect my surroundings. And I realize that I'm in the perfect place, Marcus's storeroom. And I decide to open up every single little box here, as you can see. Every chest, every box, every locker, every single damn thing, looting what I can hold, making sure that I get as much money and ammunition from this endeavor. Because Marcus has screwed us over ever since Borderlands 1, and we all know this. His prices are outrageous, and he makes you buy your own ammunition for a crazy amount of money, but yet you can't hold extra ammo and sell it back to him. It kind of makes no sense to me. So anyway, after breaking the bank of this marketing tycoon, I go back through, sell him his own stuff later. More on that later, because he doesn't even know we're here right now. He doesn't know that we're. Well, the only reason he's gonna know is because the game wants him to know. So back to Sanctuary, completing the next part of Where Angels Fear to Tread. I met with Marcus, and I make my way back to a lazing Mordecai in the couch. Seems really worried. But now we go around and we start picking up all of the missions in the area, inadvertently completing a few that we were already picking up to mourn the loss of Roland, as well as, it's just a couple of birds with one stone. We can get our next set of instructions for Toil and Trouble and decide after that it's a good time to, pick back up all of the side missions that we've gotten. I like doing all of these because not only is it XP, extra items, sometimes special items, it's just a good feeling to get it all done, make sure everybody's all happy hunky dory. Gotta, make Scooter a little depressed, and I take the little chance here to, you know, settle this Truxican standoff.
Look, it's a long story.
No, it's a short story. I write short stories.
I'll let it speak for itself, and I'll explain my thoughts at the end.
Oh, those idiots still screaming at each other. Marshall Freeman here. If you want to do me a solid and
He
shut
sounds
those
drunk.
morons up so I
He
can
sounds
get back
drunk
to
and
work,
tired.
know that only one of them will tell you the truth. The other three are liars. If you could figure out which one of them robbed the other and pop it in the head for me, that'd be awesome.
So now we start our questioning.
Hitler's a thief. When we were making out, he was all, yeah, baby, I'm gonna steal all that money. And I was like, no, don't do that. And he's like, oh, yeah, baby, I'm gonna. And I was like, that's so wrong.
Question him next. Okay.
Look, given what we know about human consciousness, I can be certain of only one thing. I didn't steal the money. I know my own mind, and I know my mind didn't steal it. If I knew everyone else's minds, I might be able to help you a bit more, but sadly, I can only speak for myself, and I'm doing that now. Speaking, to say that I didn't steal the money.
Sam stole the cash, without question. After she and O'Cantler were done celebrating our successful heist, I saw her stuff the loot down her pants.
I decided to shoot Jim in the face. Inadvertently
Guess Jim did steal the cash.
completing the
We
mission,
were friends.
figuring out the right person,
Bad.
and not doing any sort of specific, looking up into the actual thing of how to do it. I just saw the money on his back, did that, and then decided to give Marcus a little bit of a world shot.
He never liked how I sold guns to the bandits. But I would have died in New Haven if it weren't for him. He was a good man.
He was more than that, and you know it, Marcus. Now give me a mission.
I got a job for you. I was making change for some idiot named Kai a few weeks back. And he
Mm-hmm.
gave me 10 instead of a 1.
Okay.
I need you to track him down and get the $9 he owes.
You cheap bastard. I'll get that $9. Don't worry. After getting those missions, I go back to complete the Bearer of Bad News. Couple of missions real quick because they're the quickest and easiest things to do in the town. After telling Brick, I don't know why he lagged like that and said it twice, but anyway, after being called the badass who's gonna avenge him, I now have access to the chest in Roland's area, where I open it, and obviously it's a basic chest and some basic things in it. I see a class mod. I contemplate it, but it's not good enough for me to want to actually switch up my build. As you see here, I go and I know the two skills roughly about, which are the money shot and the locked and loaded, which is the top left. Which I like locked and loaded, but I do reload my guns a lot, and the money shot contradicts that because I don't ever fully empty my magazine half the time. And then after that, I need to go back up to the top of the stairs to turn in the Bearer of Bad News missions to Mordecai, and then we can move on from there after getting shoved aside from Brick because he is such a thick boy. Thank you for the Scorpio. It is a decent weapon. And now we gotta make our way. Oh no.
So I mailed out some refunds.
Oh God, Marcus, no. Now we find this odd little robot that doesn't shoot us, who wants to be a real boy.
And I don't like that. Could you help me become human? Maybe? I don't wear clothes, but I see humans wearing lots of clothes. Could you get me clothes from those bandit guys nearby? I'll wear so many clothes, I'll be the best human ever.
You do that, buddy.
I can't wait to become human. I'll take showers and tip waiters.
Good shit. So making our way up, we have our block path arise with an autocannon to say hello to us. As I decide to drive back, I am then stopped by King Mong. What's up, buddy? We're gonna take a second to then get him down a little bit because he's a little too close for comfort to our level. We're gonna go and finish him off after shitting our pants, thinking he just launched us off the edge. You're gonna notice I shit my pants a lot in this game because I never know what the hell's gonna happen. But blasting King Mong in the face gives us a decent bit of good loot, like this class mod. Now, this class mod is gonna make me change up my build because I decide that the insight skill and the other two green skills that gives me that I know off the top of my head, I decide to want to give those a shot. And then after struggling to get in the driver's seat of my car because my vertically challenged ass, I make my way to the chosen one, going up the Slag Scar, making our way around. We find the entrance to Sawtooth Cauldron, obviously. And we make our way around here, go through this very thin bridge, by the way. You know, I don't know why it's so thin. But it's a cute little bridge nonetheless. And making the final turn here, we can see the opening of Sawtooth Cauldron, where we will be spending the rest of the video. Because we decide that doing all of the missions here is going to benefit us faster in the long run than going back and forth and completing them level by level.
You'll have to push through a buttload of saw teeth, but hell, wouldn't be any fun otherwise, right?
So after selling some stuff in my inventory, making sure everything is all good,
Flares have been fighting the saw
I look back at this class mod and decide
it's handed dozens of
to
photos
think
of the
about it.
chat once the pay got good enough.
And I believe after this point, I go back to Sanctuary to switch up my build. Obviously, you always got to hit them badass ranks, right? Always got to hit them badass ranks. And after redeeming the 7 tokens I had right there, I now have quite the percentages behind everything. And just double checking over the skills. The insight skill is the one that I'm mainly focused on getting from that class mod. And it also gives I'm your Huckleberry, and all I need is one, which are the 2 lower ones of the left and right. More pistol damage, reload speed, and swapping weapons makes me do more damage. I didn't realize it at the time, but I don't swap my weapons that much. I just reload them a lot, so I don't need all I need is one. But I still do go through and switch up my build just to see how it is to zip zap around and, have a good time. Because even though it was just 4 skills in the green, it was 3 in the red, so I only had to realistically put 2 into that skill for me to get the full benefit. So I figured, it couldn't hurt. Go back to Sanctuary real quick, switch up the build. Now, when I'm switching up builds and stuff, I am not usually the fastest because I'm always overthinking it. But I think I went through a little bit faster this time because I had an idea of what I wanted to do. So opting out to go mainly down the blue and get a little bit of the red from the insight. after deciding what I want to get from the green tree. Obviously, go with locked and loaded, and I'm your Huckleberry because those are the two skills that mainly go for my build, and I get those up to 5. Autoloader I thought was a great idea. Go over, get the insight skill, and use the rest of the 10 to get the inconceivable and the gunzerking duration. So I figured still having the duration of gunzerking on the 50% chance at low health to not consume ammo would be enough for this area and for me to have a little bit more fun. And at the same time, be able to be a little faster because I do take a lot of damage. So without further ado, we finalize the build in our mind, figuring out how we need to fight and how we need to do everything. Now that we got the build out of the way, we can make our way back over to where we have to be, which is the Sawtooth Cauldron. Upon arriving, we start to make our way toward the Chosen One to find all of, the echoes. Because obviously, if there's an optional mission, I'm going to do it. There's no reason not to. It's just extra loot and more story. Which, hearing some of the little dumb things in the story is really worth it. This Loot Goon Goliath would have died had I had the other weapon reload automatically. This is what I'm saying. But after a little bit of struggle, after figuring it all out, I managed to keep making my way forward to then pick up the first of 3 echoes that Kai had left.
Welcome, faithful listeners, to Kai's Corner, episode 98. Honduras crap! No one's heard of me here. Subscribers, maybe get out of the Stone Age, douchebags. It is you. Fine as a fan. Yes, Kai's Corner. Autograph costs $1. No. It is you, the chosen one.
Ah, yes. The Chosen One. I love Marcus. He's like, it sounded so convincing in the first echo, but as you're gonna see as we find the next few echoes, it's actually quite funny what is exchanged between the two. He's like, "Oh, you're the chosen one." So after surveying the area a little bit, I decided to just jump down after blowing up some of the locals. Obviously, my locked bonus package. I decided to make my way forward to then push through and find some more missions. Because there was one peculiar little exclamation point in the area that I could access still. And then there's only one more, but I'll access that one later as I remembered during playing that I gotta get up all the way to the top of the area here. So, upon finding the lost treasure, we start to, go around killing bandits and stuff just to collect the clues as we're clearing out the area, finding Kai's echoes.
Sounds like that dude was talking about the lost bandit treasure of Oldhaven. If you find the pieces of the map, you could be the first person to dig it up. Sounds like bandits have the map pieces, but there's no way to know which one's got it. Just keep killing bandits and hope for the best.
After getting the A-OK to keep doing what I'm doing from Brick and saying it's a good idea, I make my way into a grotto just to,
You gotta steal some Y94 Domo charges if you want to get into the Info Stockade and find the warrior.
thanks.
The elevator to get to where they're stored.
Okay, so that's telling me how to go up and get things I need for the main mission, which subsequently will get me into the area to get a bunch of the side missions as well, and a bunch of important things to progress and traverse through the area. And upon clearing out the bandits and everything to gather the missions and everything, I do manage to collect some clues along the way. The first one being pretty soon here, I believe. After freeing that midget, I had to kill him. You can never let them run free, they will always bite you in the teeth. And now, confirming that we are going forward, we kill this marauder because he's just in our fucking way. Why does shock pneumatics have to look so cool? Like, shock pneumatics look way too cool. You know what? That's great. Shock pneumatic helped me out in that regard. Because if he wasn't weakened right there, I wouldn't be able to kill him probably. Honestly. A level up kind of saved my life and my sanity at this moment because I did not want to have to walk my ass back
A
through.
long time ago, there were these guys. The Crims and Lance worked for the Atlas Corporation. They tried to kill us. It was pretty funny. That treasure you're searching for belonged to the last of them.
Upon picking up the first piece of the clues, Brick has a little bit of insight. You'll be noticing that as we collect more and more. Now, on the up and up, we continue our way through. On a wormhole thresher that does not want to let us go and has way too much health for me to be comfortable with. But we push on and we push forward. Things get dark. It's weird. I thought there was something wrong with my computer when I was playing. Seeing as that doesn't ever really happen, I don't get slagged too often. It's kind of odd. But now, making our way forward, we start to clear out more and more bandits in the endeavor to find clues and just to make this all a little bit easier on me in the long run. So, clearing out the way, I see a nice elite marauder in the distance and I try and pepper spray him. That doesn't seem to work, so I had to run up on him and give him the old one too. Now, this badass Caustic Goliath, I was not happy about him existing. But thankfully, my accuracy isn't so bad that I can't get some crits on his tiny little neck. Progressing after that, I decide to start just using my go-to, which is weapons of mass explosions. Seeing as the lot bonus package is one of the biggest mercs in the game, I felt it appropriate. Sadly, in this current build that I'm running, I do not have the doubled grenades, but one grenade is still plenty more than enough to do maximum damage. And I start to notice that shotgun midgets really fucking suck. And I do not like them.
After we
Now Marauder gives me that second piece.
Lance either joined us in New Haven or went rogue. The rogue ones set up shop in Old Haven, robbing and murdering anyone within a turn's throw of their little city.
So there's clue number 2. After getting a nice little tidbit of information, we decide to clear out the rest of the people bothering us, which easier said than done, seeing as that Marauder was a fucking mile away, and I don't have the fucking patience to, yeah, there's a whole group of people. I just decide now it is the best course of action to stop caring and start blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. And to my surprise, my blasting works. I get a nice amount of loot, there's a nice bunch of guys, decent amount of EXP, and there's the third clue up on the horizon.
After a few weeks, Roland and Lilith headed to Old Haven and wiped the rest of the Lance out. The Lanceman kept saying something about a treasure of stolen loot they'd stashed somewhere.
Third bit of information gathered, I sadly die because I hate how Fight for Your Life works sometimes. And sometimes I just don't care and I just let myself die and it just gets faster and faster and I don't have that kind of attention span to remember how many times I've downed myself to be in the proper mind space to save myself when I have half of a goddamn second to get myself back up. And after that death, I decide now it's a good idea to actually pick up the rest of Kai's echoes and do this quick mission that I thought was supposed to be pretty quick, but sadly, ADHD exists in my brain and I got very distracted. But now, seeing as I've already cleared out half of the people here about, or if not more, I can just run in real quick, say hello.
Very famous man, beloved the galaxy over. He would wield the evil smasher forged by my own hand and save our galaxy forever. Me? Save the world? Faithful listeners,
I love it.
I'm going to save the galaxy. Armed with the evil smasher given to me by the wise seer Marcus, I will head into the heart of Sawtooth Cauldron and cleanse it of evil. I always knew I was destined for greater things. I must go find my destiny, listeners, for justice, for glory, for moxie. Charge!
And there he is. I got the $9 for Marcus, and I got a funny story from it all. He literally tricked this guy into getting himself killed over $9 that he gave him. I think it's hilarious. He's just like, ah, yes, you are the chosen one. And then proceeds to mislabel what he sees, and then he switches up his story so fast, and it's so fucking awesome. After completing that, I decide that I should, continue with, things in the area. So I go to the lost treasure and I start to, clear out some more bandits. Back to the grotto we go. Inside, we're met with, bandits. And obviously, we gotta kill them. Killing them will get us the things we need. Being met with these big caustic boys makes me very uncomfortable because they do not like to take damage. And I don't know how he survived that one. But now it's just gonna be a Goliath fight, and I'm gonna run through it because I don't need to be there. On the up and up, we continue to clear out the people here, and we find the elevator and decide that it's a good idea to try and, go up. After activating the green glowing elevator button, Mortar then tells everybody to start and, kill us. A little bit of, difficulty fighting them because I forgot how everything worked for a second and my build wasn't what I remembered it to be. I go through and I start killing ambush commanders very slowly. But in the process of killing the ambush commandos, I do pick up the 4th clue, thankfully, as I'm doing all this. Making it so I can continue normally and doing the missions as I want to. Yep, I was going for the health. I was going for it. Can't exactly get through him. This is where I pull out my dart in desperation, I believe, because I remember that the little explosion gets through their shield. But I wasn't quick enough or had enough bullets in the clip to continue going. After a reluctant and preventable death, if I just remember to keep my guns reloaded, I make my way back in there and abruptly start blowing them the fuck up. Two should be enough. Gun Zerk, kill the guy right in front of me. Good shit. Just gotta keep going. Gotta kill these ambush commanders because they're fucking asshats. Accidentally stuck him with something that almost killed me. But thankfully, I'm able to get through this guy's shit because somebody else died, and I get a chance to get a grenade under his shield. After resting for a second to, evaluate my options. I still die, but this Marauder, thankfully, is about half dead. Ambush commander decides to take a mighty swing at me. I pull out my dart just to get him damaged. And decide now his shield is exposed, I can just murder his ass. Halfway there with the ambush commanders, I'm almost at enough things to, easily keep going forward. I believe it's this elite marauder that drops me the fourth clue and the fourth little bit of information from Brick to then continue the mission.
Looks like you should go to Caustic Caverns and follow the clues. Everything goes well, you'll be one rich slab.
Taking the chance to just throw a few grenades down. I got stuck a little bit. Thought I was going to die. Thankfully, I didn't. And the ambush commander succumbs to a few bullets after a double barrage of my guns.
You gotta piss Mortar off so he'll take the elevator down.
No, I gotta go piss this guy off. I'm gonna go find his main buzzer, as he just told me. So, I'm gonna make my way. I'm gonna make my way in now. After making him mad and destroying that, I then blow Mortar up a few times because I found it kind of funny, seeing as his name is Mortar. Thought killing him with explosives would be fun. And then I wind up making it a little bit more difficult on myself by trying to shoot a fast-moving target from half a mile away. In this endeavor, I throw another grenade. I think your organs are liquefied too. You survived about 3 explosions there, bud. I gave up and I punched him in the face. Didn't want to have to reload and waste another second of my goddamn time. And now, I go up. Because now I know that this is where I gotta go to get my last and final side mission of the area. One of the most funny missions in this area, by the way.
Come in and steal the explosives.
To get up here,
It's gotta be clear first.
and I almost forgot
Take out those buzzers.
what it was. It's Ulysses, the lone Goliath, who just wants to fucking leave.
Gotta get off this planet. I gotta leave. Need a supply beacon. A lunar supply beacon. Man, it's stolen. Say to my friends, they're not my friends. Please get it. Please.
I'll get you lunar supply beacon, buddy. And don't worry, I'll grab your pet too. Keeping that mission in mind, I go and I start to kill off the buzzards to progress toil and trouble. Because progressing that mission is going to make everything easier in the long run, so then I don't have to come back here. And after a lot of struggles, killing buzzards is not fun for me. They're too far away, they fly, they move, and the accuracy of these guns is not on par with what I think they are. But after reluctantly just murdering everything in the vicinity, it's not reluctantly, but I didn't want to have to. I just wanted to kill the fucking buzzards and shit. That wasn't enough. Now I gotta go through. I gotta kill all these guys, make it safe for myself, and make sure that all these buzzards are cleared out. And that one I thought was pretty easy. It was. But then I got down. I'm pretty sure I gotta take an L, unless this nomad actually decides to die. Which I don't think is the thing, because I die here. But thankfully I died here, because it makes it so I go back and I pick up Ulysses' pet, I'm pretty sure. His pet goldfish. Because, whenever I see a random blue line, I have to pick it up. Like, it's just the law. Or it might actually be after this. Holy shit. Well, did you look at that? Fucking nomads. Eat my dick. Do I go over?
Get this out of the way. Yes, most of my merchandise was ripped from the hands of dead adventurers.
So after selling the equipment I felt I didn't need, and rebuying that glass mod back in case I wanted to use it again. More on that later, obviously, because, you know, I like that. I like that mod a lot. I do. So back on the up and up of the elevator, we gotta make our way up to destroy the buzzards. 3 of them. You think it'd be a lot easier, but I'm kind of dumb, and I try pulling out my dart and stuff. But if you know anything about the guns in this game, the dart isn't really gonna do much because it the fly speed is a little interesting. I say obviously try using the gub. I don't know what is so special about the gub. It's just a very large, magazined pistol that's corrosive from what I can see. It does look like it tracks a little along with the dart. And dart does seem to track a little, but it's just such minuscule damage that it's just not worth it. Thankfully, there's a nomad. And this nomad decides that's a good idea to walk up to me. After stopping the fanning of the knife, and I start spamming the knife, um, the fanning the hammer and to spamming the hammer. Sorry, I know what I'm trying to say here. Finally, get the huevos in my system that I need to start taking out these buzzards. 1, 2, 3. Starting with the first one, and you can tell that I'm not having fun. I thought I died here, but I inadvertently found loot. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? That's not even a bad fucking, soldier mod either. That's 4 and 3, so that's 7 skill points. It's actually a high roll, I believe. Okay, last one is coming up now. Because I've been weakening these things, thankfully. And then now, we can finally mark all of these crates. After running through and making sure all these things got their little beepy dudes on them, they're going to get picked up by Bricks people, and then that's going to be the mission completed. I feel very welcome to die. They're nowhere near me, Brick, but I appreciate your kind gesture of words. Irregardless to that fact, we finally get the last bits of this done. The shock nomadic scares the shit out of me because I was getting shocked for a little bit longer than I had imagined. Another reason I don't like them. See, I kind of take his advice here because I want to go explore this little area that's darkened on the map to find Avi's camp. Whoever Avi is. After checking out the scene, getting a little creeped out by the things nearby, see a little outhouse. I open and I loot that too, but then ultimately I gotta make my way back up there to complete a couple more missions. On my way through here, actually, this is where I pick it up. It's Ulysses' fish. Saw this little blue thing and I was like, oh, what is this? So, got Ulysses' pet, little fishy boy. And then now I gotta, hop down and grab this supply beacon for him too. I wouldn't trust him to do this. He'd probably donk his head off and get mad doing this, so it's better. I do exactly that. I do bring it back, and I put it down in front of him as he demands.
I'll activate the beacon so I can leave. Leave this planet.
And now I watch him put his plan into fruition of how he decides he wants to leave. Activates the supply beacon right behind me, and I get behind him because I vaguely know what's happening.
Godforsaken planet. Take me. Freaking take
And it shall. It does take him. It takes him very hard and very fast. But jumping back down, we are now on to the final stretch of the video here where we are starting capture the flags. Starting over with whichever one. I don't know which is which. I believe this is Scalding Remnants. Or Reservoir. This might be Reservoir.
Start to just stick by that
No, it
generator.
is Scalding
All right,
Remnant.
all the way to the
Remnants.
slab. The slab's starting to take our flag
Okay.
now. Get out there now.
So now we start the waves of enemies here, obviously, because, any enemies come when you start to do anything important in this game. So taking out the most important things first, the buzzards, because those fucking things make me sad. I decided to keep my watch over onto, the generator, and eventually I noticed that I think soon here there's going to be a little glitched out thresher that decides to want to rise up from the generator. You're going to see it in a second here. It looks kind of funny. It's a tadpole. Like, it's a tadpole that does it, and I thought it was hilarious because you could see his whole body just chilling there, no ground, no nothing. Because I think that there's a weird thing about the generator that it acts as like a barrier, so they can't exactly jump over or under it, so they get stuck on it. So when you're doing this mission, just hang around it a little bit and let the threshers do their thing, and just see how many of them you could probably get piled up there. Because I don't believe it's just like a one can be there type thing. Like, I believe that many threshers I believe can be stuck there, and it's not even stuck. I believe. Goddamn fucking buzzards. I know it's this little area out here, and I'm like, man, there's got to be something of mission out here, right? Like, an echo or something of the sort. No, poorly wrong. I was very, very wrong. Like, it's just not anything. It kind of freaked me out because usually little things like that, you get like a little bit of something, a box or anything. Like, there is absolutely nothing there. There he is, the tadpole. Hey, buddy. Hey there, buddy. Your death animation on that was not right. Anyway, continuing on with the buzzards, we gotta keep killing these things to then progress the mission. It's one thing I hate. It's not that I can't just survive and keep the thing going. I have to shoot these motherfucking buzzards out of the damn sky, which is one of the worst things known to my fucking brain. Not only do I have to do that, I now am going to have to regenerate ammo because I have shot about 300 bullets. Not even kidding. Actually, more. Because I have like 800 bullets. So I've shot 400 bullets at these goddamn buzzards. So on the up and up, we make our way, killing the airborne marauders that were left. Because fuck them, I don't want them back up in the sky. I make my way over to either the Sawtooth Stilts or the Reservoir Flag. Pretty sure it's going to be Sawtooth Stilts. No, this looks like a reservoir. This looks similarly like a reservoir, and if I'm wrong, I might scream.
Now that you got the flag on there,
Okay,
stick by the generator until the flag's
I
on
want to
the
scream.
slab.
I actually do want to scream.
Flames colors over our turn.
Because This looks like a reservoir, and the other thing looks like a reservoir, so why are they not reservoirs? Am I missing something? I swear. I swear I have a basic high school education, at least. It's not a hidden fact. God, I just gotta love how many enemies are here. And my search for grenades starts, because 8 isn't enough. Somebody drops me one somewhere. I say just pick it up randomly. Decide to toss it over in the yonder area. Hope for the best. Of course they broke the generator. Because of a shock nomadic. Fuck off. This psycho was stupidly hard to kill because I'm just dumb sometimes and can't aim, obviously, as you see. But upon getting everything back up in shipshape order, we're going to continue to clear out the shitty people in the area. And in the process, just have a little fun. You know, it's all fun and games when you're fan hammering Maggies. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I just loaded the center up with fucking explosives, man. And that killed a lot of people. A lot of fucking people. I say my goal half the time is to just make the Goliaths angry. And then my thing here is I noticed, I was like, wait a minute. Raging Goliaths aren't gonna go after me. They're gonna go after the machine. And yeah, they kind of go a little dumb when it comes to generators. So we gotta start that shit back up. We gotta kill a few more people, I believe. There's a raging Goliath that is being an issue right now. Badass Goliath. Hey, buddy. I don't know why you need a whole generator to raise a flag. That's beyond me. I kill that Goliath, and I keep killing normally. I think I kill him. There's a Goliath that acts a little bit funky after I get this mission completed. So now it's good. So now I gotta break it all. So I'm gonna kill a couple of enemies, just as a precaution. Baddest midgets are just, full-headed Goliaths, obviously. And the killer marauder here is just nothing crazy. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna take out this badass Goliath because fuck that guy. And then the flag raising generator, good stuff. He's targeting it, not me. And I thought I had to run away. I look back on the map, and I'm just like, wait a minute. He's not. He's not following. He's beating the absolute shit out of the generator that I just blew up. And I take out your rage, buddy, but take it out on something that will feel it. I don't know. So I decided it's a good time to just gun Zerk and put him out of his misery because if I was in that state of mind, I don't want somebody to put me out of my misery too. A lot of bullets later, and he's dead. Drops me, lackluster loot, and I make my way to the reservoir flag finally. Like, I don't understand why this is the reservoir and the other shit wasn't. I don't know. But regardless, this one is one of the easiest ones to do. I just kind of gotta let these Goliaths do their thing, clear out the people over here while I blow up the people over in the bandit camps as they come out at me. Yes, it is killing time. Thank you for noticing. And keep my ass by the reservoir flag, and I'm gonna take out the shock nomadics that I see about it. Shock nomadics aren't holding automatics, and that seems to be their downfall. Maybe they should hold some automatics with their nomadic passions. Get them a lot more kills down the line. Regardless, doesn't matter to me. That thing died right in front of me. I thought I had to kill it. But thankfully, it didn't catch a grenade because I'd probably be dead right now. And having to kill these buzzards with even less health than I have available to me at the current moment. But back into the gunzerking mode, we go and we start to try and blow up these buzzards because fuck them. We're done. We're done with them. We don't like these guys. We're done with these guys. Buzzards, they just need to stay out of the skies. Obviously. No help to us, no help to anybody. With those flying fuckers out of the way, we can actually make it so where we are killing feelers, killing threshers, and killing bandits. A normal thing in which is intended and what I wanted to do to progress this mission. After killing enough of these motherfuckers and destroying the generator afterward, that is pretty much all of Sawtooth Cauldron cleared up for now. Except for the continuation, obviously, of the treasure map mission. But I think we're going to start with that or the Monster Mash next episode. So if you made it this far and you haven't gotten sick of how I'm narrating this thing, consider watching the other videos. They're not going to exactly be formatted like this because I, usually don't try to do this because I try to commentate as I'm playing. It's more organic for me and it's more of like a raw, content style in my mind. And if you prefer this and you made it this far, leave a like, comment, obviously. Look at the other videos and tell me how I've been doing. I have some other games that I play on here, and also I have those links. The links to my Spotify, which is my podcast, and everything like that. The other things that I post on. That's out of the way. We turn in the missions that are necessary that we just did, getting whatever sort of side missions, and deciding at before the end here that we are sick of the build that we're currently rocking. We're going back to our normal blue tree shenanigans. Because I like my gunzerking and not having to use any ammo at all. It's good having all of the things at my necessary disposal. And at this point, I will be able to capstone the rampage tree, but I don't really want to as it stands because I don't use automatic weapons. I use weapons that I press manually to fire. So if anything, I'm going to continue down with the Niapikaye, which I fill up with the last of the 3 points here. And then I'm going to start going over into the green tree for the increased pistol damage and reload speed. That's going to benefit me down the line, seeing as my Maggies are my most powerful guns. And seeing as I'm going to be going through True Vault Hunter mode, I'm going to be picking up a new Unkempt Herald set, obviously, so then I can go down to the Rampage tree fully, if I so choose. But we're nearing the end of the video here. Thank you for watching. And again, let me know if you prefer this style of me commentating over my gameplay. It's a little, different. Not used to it. But thank you for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next